I made a big mistake. My name is Dom, I own Whole Printing Inc. I've been in the printing industry for years. I work with many big corporations and I help you on your printing journey. Not my proudest video, it's going to be a very quick video, but still very necessary to make. This morning I woke up and I pretty much lost $1,000 right when waking up. Now $1,000 for some might not be a lot of money, for some it's really a lot of money. For us it's a significant amount, especially when it comes to margins, profit, stuff like that. Basically, long story short, we had custom winter jackets to do. We went back and forth with the potential client that was interested. It's a corporation and they wanted custom jackets. They wanted them to be embroidered. Not necessarily embroidered, but we suggested embroidery, especially since they were opting for a high-end jacket. You know, it wasn't just like a, I don't want to say like CX2 or brands like that are not good, but it was a brand name jacket. And basically, that jacket cost us around, let's say, 200 bucks to make it simple. It's been like a month that we're going back and forth, sending different models, applying them with samples, and after a while they say, okay, this is the model we want for men. However, we do have a few women on the team and we want them to have a quality jacket, you know? I'm like, yeah, 100%. Now, when going on my wholesaler, I see a few options when it comes to women jackets and I send them some options. They confirm an option and I go ahead and order it. I get the order and one of my employees starts unpacking the order. We send some previews for the embroidery and we get straight to production. Now this morning when I wake up, the order had been done. I take some photos and me and my girlfriend start doing the quality control. Like I said, quality control is super important. We're doing this, we have everything correct. We have the company name on the sleeve and then we have the name of the employees if they wanted their name on the jacket. We get to the women's jacket, my girlfriend's like, oh, it's light. Basically, we embroidered on women's windbreakers instead of jackets. The windbreakers were more expensive than the men's jacket, and now we're in a position where most likely they won't approve the windbreakers because they want winter jackets, right? So we're gonna have to reorder a different model. We already embroidered them, we already paid them. So basically, we paid for jackets, we embroidered them for basically free because we're gonna have to give them out. We won't just throw them away, right? And then now we have to settle with the client for a new model when it comes to women's. So they have a few options. They have 2 winter jackets to choose from when it comes to the women's options, and they're gonna have either the same jackets as men embroidered with their name, so basically unisex, right? So you guys understand what's going on. It's pretty serious. The unfortunate reality is not only that we're losing money, is that we're gonna have to explain to the corporation and the person that's handling my case, my contract, you know, when it comes to the printing, the embroidery, we're gonna have to explain to them that, you know, we have to do a change. I'll try my best to, and I'll try to give you guys an update if it goes well or wrong, but I have to do my best to present this in a way that it doesn't create a higher workload on their end. Even though I made the mistake and I'm gonna have to pay for it, they don't care and they shouldn't care, right? It's a mistake and it doesn't look professional, so I'm gonna have to try and do my best to structure this as a solution, not a problem. So what I'll probably most likely do is I already sent them an email also before taking the photos because I figured everything was perfect. That's another mistake. Always send the information that you're ready to ship when they are, once everything has been quality controlled. Rookie mistakes, to be honest. This whole video, you guys see I'm nowhere near perfect, but we're gonna have to frame this in a solution. So hey, let's say X corporation or X name of the person that's handling my contract. Hey, we made an error, you know, we take accountability. I wanna give you these women's windbreakers. We have 2 options that you guys can choose from, or we can go with the unisex. Unfortunately, there was some inconsistencies when it comes to the communication with my supplier. I was 100% sure that this was a woman's jacket and we proceeded with the embroidery. However, when doing quality control, I took a closer look and I realized that there was a big difference when it comes to the weight. Even though it's the appropriate model, when it comes to the PO, what would you guys like to do? And then from there, there's a bunch of things that can happen. They can hopefully maybe just say, hey, we love those jackets, even though they're a bit less thick, we're gonna keep them, number 1. Number 2, they can say, this is a big problem, I don't wanna deal with this, you know, they can become defensive. They could say, hey, we're gonna take this model and then we're gonna have to pay out of pocket for the other model, or they might even say, hey, we want these unisex models, we'll just do the same jackets that you did for men and we'll use them for the women. Either way, there's a big likelihood that we're gonna have to pay out of pocket in most cases, and we're gonna have to try to frame this in the most positive way possible, that we're giving them extra value. Hopefully that's what's gonna go down, and ideally they're just gonna take the windbreakers. However, that's not the experience we want to give them. And another stressful thing, guys, is the PO. The PO was approved with this specific windbreaker, with the SKU, everything. They require the SKU of the jacket in this case. So this is my first time that an error like this happens on a corporate contract, so we're gonna have to maybe redo a purchase order. I'm not sure when it comes to payment what's gonna happen. So yeah, not the best day. How could I have avoided this? Number one, once I actually went on the supplier's website, I should have called and specifically asked if that model is more of a winter jacket or a windbreaker. Moving forward, that's what I'm gonna do. The other thing where I could have controlled it is once I received the shipment, I should have went individually, box per box, and compared the weight, the style, stuff like that. Where I had my error is that, you know, we've been doing this for years, so this error is really not acceptable. We learn from it. Obviously, I'm very, very frustrated. However, it's stuff that happens. But the reason I got this error made was because when I was looking for suppliers, I found this one supplier that had winter jackets that I wanted. Once I dropped off samples physically to the location of the client, you know, the corporation, they gave me the go-ahead for the winter jackets for men. When I searched for the female counterpart on my wholesaler's website, it had the same stripe in the back, the same detachable hood. It was basically the same jacket, so I didn't think any further. Reading the description, I didn't see anything that popped out that said like, oh, it's not like a winter jacket. It said jacket. It had the same similar SKU as the men's version. Basically just a lighter jacket, and even on the photo itself on the website, it looked pretty durable and thick, if that makes sense. So really, the only ways we could have avoided this mistake is 3 ways. We should have called the supplier since it's a new relationship and made sure that this jacket, when it comes to the women's one, is heavyweight and the same feeling and, I guess, weight as the men's counterpart. The other thing we could have controlled is when the actual supplies got here, instead of just giving it to the employees and proceeding with the embroidery, we should have done a quality control assessment like we usually do. We should have taken out all of the jackets from the boxes, taking a look, making sure everything's there, and as well just making sure that the quality is on point. And again, right before the embroidery, we should have done another quality control test, just making sure that we actually physically take a look. We can't expect our employees to know the difference. They don't necessarily have a briefing on exactly what the models are and if we're supposed to have the same weight. The employee probably just thought that, oh, it's different jackets, or maybe didn't even realize. Big mistake. It's gonna cost us anywhere from, on the minimum, I would say $400 all the way up to $1,000, $1,200. So not a very good morning. You know, profit is hard to make. Margins are very hard to make, especially with these big corporations. However, it's our mistake. I've learned from it, and hopefully we'll do better moving forward. And hopefully this video can give you guys some tips and tricks before you start heading into production, before you even order your materials. If you're not sure, give them a call, send them an email when it comes to your supplier. Once you receive the materials, it's never too late to ship it back in most cases, so make sure you take a look, understand what's really going on, and if you're not sure, ask the client. Ask the client that you're working with, hey, you wanna, can you come over to the shop, or can I come over and see you guys just to make sure that everything's on point? It's better to lose a bit of money than lose money like I did this morning. So yeah, and we're gonna get back to production this morning and move forward. Hope you guys found this video somewhat insightful, helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Whole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.